Hey guys, KGod here. Got another quick tutorial for you on how to use mods in the game Peak while you're in Linux. If you're on Windows, you can just use the app for this. It's pretty easy, but if you're in Linux, it's a little bit more tricky. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm only going to cover one mod specifically, which is just to unlock the player cap. And that one is called PEAKUnlimited, and I'll show you how to get that here. But it's basically the same method to install any other mods that you decide to download and install. First things first, we're going to need BepInEx pack. So we'll get that, and then we'll go ahead and search for PEAKUnlimited here, and it should look like this one here. So then go ahead and do that, and then you're going to want to use manual download because I'm pretty sure the mod manager doesn't work with Linux, at least as far as I know. It should just be like a exe or something, right? So just go ahead and just click on manual download, and then go ahead and open those up. They should just be 2 zip files wherever you save them. So then the next step you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Steam, go to the Peak game, whatever, right click on it, go to properties, and then we're going to go to installed files, then click on browse. So now you should be at the root folder of where Peak is installed. So next what we're going to do is we're going to go back to these 2 zip files that we opened, right? So here is BepInEx pack. This is the first one we're going to use. So go ahead, and once you open this, go into this folder, and this is your stuff that you actually have that you're going to copy over to the root here. And you know you're in the root because again you got the peak.exe file there. So all you're gonna do is just copy everything and just throw it in here. I don't think you need the doorstop version, but like, you know, whatever, might as well. So just throw it in here. You're done with BepInEx pack. And this should be normally the rule for the rest of the mods. They usually will go in the same area. So this will be in the same area as how we're installing PEAKUnlimited. So all you're gonna focus about is this .dll file and that manifest. I don't think you really need the manifest, but I just threw it in there anyway. All you're gonna do is in the same folder where you just made the BepInEx folder, go in there, there's a folder called plugins, go in plugins, and then literally just, you know, copy and paste into there, and that's it. So now you're done installing, but you're not done because the game won't actually load these mods unless you specify in those options. So I'm going to close out of here, and in this the same folder that we used to open, we can just go to general, and this right here is what you're gonna need to install, or whatever you want to call it, copy and paste. So let me open up my text folder here, or text file. Now let me explain the context of this command, because in the future if you decide to install other mods, you're going to need to modify this, and it looks scarier than it actually is. So let me just explain the context just so you know. So all we're doing is we're just telling the game, hey, make sure that you load these DLL files, and then these 2 commands at the end here specify that we should not, if you have a library that is similar to this, don't use that, use these. And that's pretty much it. And then we have space %command %. So all of these, for your reference, are literally just the DLL files that BepInEx uses. If you go through your BepInEx install, you will see and find all these DLL files. So all we're just telling the game is just load these up, because obviously we need BepInEx for the mods to work. And if you notice right here, I have PEAKUnlimited. That's the one we just installed into the plugins. All you have to do is literally specify that DLL file, right? So let's say, for example, if I wanted to add another mod besides PEAKUnlimited, right? Let's say, I don't know, there's a mod that makes it so you're never hungry, right? And it's just called full tummy. All right, so I'm just going to go in here, right ahead of the comma, I'm gonna put in full tummy.dll, or whatever the DLL file is, right? And make sure that you put a comma, because that separates the DLL files, okay? Don't forget that. And that's it. Just make sure you just want this name to match whatever the DLL file is that you install. And once you do that, I will put this for your convenience in the description. So once you have it done here, all you do is just copy it. We're gonna go back to that window here, and we literally just paste it. That's it. And once you boot up the game, it should load the mods. Unfortunately, there's no way right now to tell that the mod is working. If you've played Lethal Company, this is basically the same way, the same setup, but you have like the command prompt that opens up. But here it seems like for whatever reason it doesn't do that. But you will know as soon as you have your 5th person join, and then you're good to go after that. So that's it. Have fun gaming on Peak, and like and subscribe. Thanks.